got tissue that I wish you saw.
What's up, YouTube? Galaxystream, Yellow Thunder from Team nofatchx, bringing at you a new video for today. And obviously, we just came from YCS Chicago. We paid for this, Matt. We didn't win it. No, I'm just kidding. This guy right here. What place did you take this weekend, Pat?
After Swiss, I took 6th place and made it to top 32.
Awesome. Now, just a quick recap. How many invites have you had in your life?
My life, or just when I got back into the game?
In total. Maybe.
More than I can count. I had a lot when I was littler. And
okay, well, in the past few years since you've been playing competitively.
Alright, since I got back into the game, I'd say I'm pushing well into double digits now.
Alrighty. And how many nationals have you gone to?
This will actually just be, since I got back into it, I've been in the game competitively about 2.5, 3 years, and this will be my second year now going. So every year since I've started.
Alrighty, and including this weekend, how many YCSs have you been to?
This is my first YCS.
What? No!
Yes, this is my very first YCS.
Very first YCS. And what was that place again?
6th.
6th place. Monica.
Monica.
Alrighty. So anyway, tell us what you faced this weekend.
I was playing Fire Kings, and in the 11 rounds, I played round 1 Bujin, 2-0'd. Round 2 Character Geargia, 2-0'd. Spellbooks, 2-0'd. Pure Geargia, 2-1. I lost to Infernities round 5. He got top 32 as well. I misplayed a little bit, but overall, pretty good match. 2-0 Bujins round 6. Beat Evil Swarms 2-1 round 7. Beat Fire Fist +1 Fire Fist round 8. Or I'm sorry, that was my draw. Round 8 and +1 Fire Fist. Round 9 I played +1 Fire Fist again, and I 2-0'd them. Going into day 2, coming into the 23rd, round 10. I'm the luckiest man alive on this one. Round 10, I show up and my opponent did not, so I got a win on round 10.
9 o'clock this morning, we get to the event,
and I sat there for 15 minutes and watched everyone else play.
Man, how do you make top 128? Day 2, YCS Chicago, hadn't been here for over 3 years, and then not show up to round 1
Table
on
11.
day 2. Table 11. Come on, man.
Round 11, I played Bujins in the last round. We went into time, and turn 5, I pulled it out and beat him with 200 life points to spare.
Goodness. No cowboy in his extra deck.
And I lost top 32 in the feature match. You guys can check it out on Konami. It was against the Trick or Treat deck or the Ghost Trick Madolches, whatever one you want to know. Really cool guys. I played the round 6 Bujin guy. I played that was his teammate. Those guys are fantastic. I really wish I could have got their names or their team name. But if you get the deck list on Konami Online or Corderos, please like their team. They're just a great group of guys.
I don't even think they gave it to Cordero. I think they passed it up.
I think they were I think they were goofing around them. I don't know, but their deck list will float around, or they'll. If I get it, we'll put it in a link. But I lost 2-1. We took it to game 3. It was really cool, really unique.
But by that time, you already got the mat. Giant hand, YCS Chicago.
All right.
You guys can imagine what kind of different Photoshops you can do with this, but we won't say that here. So, what would you say was your hardest matchup of the day playing Fire Kings?
My hardest matchup, I would definitely have to say, was probably the Fire Fist, for the fact of they have so much answers right off the bat. They can really get stuff going. They can grind out. They can keep hand advantage. But they have one. I realized when I my first Fire Fist that I played, that I drew in round 8. He really showed that you can really take advantage of a mid game. Early game, you're really not going to beat them. You just have to kind of survive, because after a while they're going to sit there with four formations just sitting there, which means their back row is limited to just 1 card. And I ended up making a turnaround on them and forcing us into game 3 with Excite On. Just because it was able to, he had so many cards on the field that really weren't doing anything, and he only had a couple cards in hand, and I was able to keep the hand advantage at that point. It really turned it around.
Alrighty. So now, Patrick, obviously you're very famous for the underdog Dragoonity. Well, maybe not so much underdog, but how did you feel not being able to take those to this YCS?
It was bittersweet. I know a lot of people in my area, a lot of my really close friends, they wanted me to take it just for fun. Be like, for old time's sake, you already have your invite. Go play Dragoonies, play the deck you love. Well, I love the deck, but anyone who really knows me knows I love competition more, and I love being able to compete at the highest level, and I love being able to know that I have a chance at winning, but also doing it in an underdog status. Like, I want to go, I like flying underneath the radar, I always have. And that's where Fire Kings came in. I've been playing the deck for a couple months now, and I felt confident enough to take it into the YCS and do well with it.
Alrighty. Speaking of flying under the radar, I know this, but for our viewers' sake, you just told me this not just a few minutes ago. How many other Fire Kings made it to Day 2?
There was one other Fire King that made it to the top 32, and it was actually a good friend of mine, Scott. He goes to the Gaming Goat Regional in Naperville, which we occasionally go to every once in a while, and he actually made it to top 8. Congratulations to him. He did very well. Good build. We threw ideas around for a little bit, and he ended up going with a little bit different build. I'll let Cordero do it. I know he was excited because that's a good friend of his as well. But you'll see the differences, and hopefully next format we're gonna get together again, and we're probably gonna come out with almost the exact same deck.
Alrighty. Do you want to disclose any information about what you think you're gonna do, or you want to leave that as a surprise?
You know what? I really don't mind if you guys want to know. Really, everyone was saying the Tenki and Rekindling were gonna kill us, but we knew the deck, those cards were going to get hit eventually. So I came into the YCS at least going with 2 Wolfbark only and 2 Rekindling. I actually like those numbers. So I'm really only losing 2 cards. So to make up for it, right now, I'm going to beta 3 more Circle and the Little Chicken, the Little Garunix. Just for the fact of it's an additional monster count, and the 3rd Circle will allow me to make Wolfbark again.
Alrighty then. Well, while we're talking numbers, let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile.
Alright. Now, you know a little bit from what I was just saying about Circle and Wolfbarks, but I did decide to go with the 3 Garunix. I did playtest the little one for a little bit, where the build was 2 big, 1 little. I didn't like it, because honestly, like, the little one was dead late game. I mean, it was 1 less card for generation, like an emergency G-shift, and honestly, this is just the best top deck onslaught. So being able to have 1 in the deck at all times is pretty essential, pretty nice. You got your 3 Yaksha, that's so standard. Honestly, he's the most mediocre, but he's also the best. It's such a weird deck because they're all the best and they're all the worst. You've got this one which can get its effect off by battle or card effect, but if he's the only one you see, you don't ever want to play him. And then you've got Barong, which you always want to see at least 1 in your opening hand, but if you have no way of destroying him, it's the same thing. You need to be able to get some combo pieces going. But I'm just running the 9 standard Fire King monster engine.
Let's go ahead and just make a plug for Konami here and bring back Ring of Destruction.
Yes, please.
Enough said.
Please, I would love to just draw more. Love to go into time and draw. I ran the 2 Wolfbark, like I said. Just fantastic. I use it for the 4 rank control plays, and honestly, that's how I played all weekend, and it's fantastic. If you watch the feature match, I did about 4 times today. Have to generation shift a Wolfbark just to generate a rank play, which it's necessary, but it's not what you really want. And then I decided instead of the 3rd Wolfbark 1 Bear. Bear is just too good. I mean, he wasn't as fantastic as he was in testing, but he's the fact that you can possibly get a tanky out of him. You can control board. If you do play Gear, this guy is devastating. You just grab him, pop the set card, and try to grab a tanky. And then my last monster for the 13th is One Swift Scarecrow.
Alrighty. Now, you know what? We're going to just stay right there. With Scarecrow.
Yes.
I mean, why just run it out? 1, is there a reason why that you'd rather not see it more than not?
Well, the format right now is really slow, but there are those occasional road decks that are just running out there that are really fast. And I mean, you have decks such as Fire Fist, and if you see this card early, you automatically kind of get the sense of just control. because now you're like, all right, I can take that damage. I don't have to take this damage. I can wait for certain plays to happen. If you can tell, let's say you're playing Fire Fist and you can tell they really need that Bear Search and they start blowing through your back row, start wasting a lot of cards just so Bear can get its effect off, and then you drop Swift Scarecrow and they don't see it coming. But it's mainly also in there for this card. I'm running, of course, you're running 3 Onslaught. This is by far my favorite 2-card combo this deck can produce. It's so simple, it's so dumb. It's literally just, so many times, like, the deck simplifies game state. So, if they have to just get down a little bit of life points, you're going to take some hits with the deck. So if they can get your life points down, they will sometimes have to drop Dark Hole to clear your field, your Grunix and your Barong, or your Grunix coming back, your Barong's going to get a search next turn. You know you're about to win this, like, you'll win this game with those effects resolve. And then they swing in for the right amount of damage, and you just drop Swift Scarecrow. And then next turn you just follow up with Onslaught, and you've just neutered their entire field, and everything they worked for, their last-ditch effort, just failed miserably. So it's really standard, really nice. I only ran the 2 circles, like I said before. I just don't want to see a bunch of them in my opening hand. The last time I tested this at a regional, I did get my invite there. However, one problem was the game I lost, I opened up 2 of them, and then the second I saw both of them in my opening hand, I was like, oh god, if I top deck the 3rd one, I'm gonna lose. And it's very, very hard to play out of 3 circles in hand because you can only play 1 per turn, so you're playing with like 2 to 3 card hand now. 3 tankies. Shout out to all my friends that came with me. I got all the All-Seas for a fantastic price, about like 20 a pop, and it's just thank you to everybody who was able to who went around begging, doing whatever they needed to just to get them, and just thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, shout out to every one of his friends. Thank you for those, and forget you to all of you people who valued yours at 70.
Guy, for anyone who wants to buy cards or is looking to get cards, don't be afraid to ask. Like, friends are there, like, people, like, it's so invaluable to have friends in this game, because honestly, like, people who will go break their back just to get stuff for you, that's just, it's invaluable. And this is why I love the game, because it makes enemies to some people, but you also get the most dear friends. 3 Upstart, that's so standard, just 30, makes the deck thinner. 2 Rekindling. Sacky card, but it's your only real absolute win play. 1 Dark Hole. And 3 MST, really standard. Trap lineup, I ran 10. The 1-ofs, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Bottomless. I did run the Compulse because of Chain Link and just exceeds. I still feel it's a real trap, this format. However, I do side it out a lot against some decks, but that's only because it really depends on the matchup. Like Water, I'll keep it in, but against like Fire Fist and stuff, there's no point. Bujin's no point. But it's one of those cards where main decked definitely serves a purpose. Chain Links can go off, but it's also a really quick side out, this format. So I felt it was really good in the main. And then the 1-of Torrential. 2 Meteor Force doesn't target, so this really helps with the Bujin matchup. I know like, oh, they have hair, but you know, that's the point. You're gonna waste your Meteor Force just so hair gets removed, and then your Giant Chicken comes back and can actually wipe it off the field. 2 Phoenix Chain for early Bujins, early everything. Just fantastic card. I think it's great, this format. And 2 Generation Shift. Honestly, after today, I'm actually probably gonna cut it to 1. I didn't really. The most like precedent plays it kept doing was just generation shifting Wolf Arcs. I barely ever got a Barong search off of it. It's great early, awful late. So I think it'd be better as a solid 1-of after playing it. If we go into the sideboard real quick, I base my sideboard purely off back row. I figured going into this type of tournament, people are going to be expecting a lot of Fire Fist, a lot of just pure meta decks. We're getting to almost a new format, so I wanted to focus more on back row because I feel like they wouldn't have a good matchup in their sideboard for me. So first off, speed decks, triple Max C with the 2nd Scarecrow. Mainly the reason I decided to put a 2nd one in, if I have to go triple Max C on you, I want to draw into this, so I can do the Onslaught Scarecrow play. 1 Gorilla to swap out for the Bear, or depending on the matchup, or even take out the Swift Scarecrow because you're a slow matchup, and then go Bear and Gorilla in the deck, having options. Fantastic. 2 Twister for back row removal, 2 Lance, back row negation, 2 Iron Wall, back row, because a lot of I realized this was a fantastic choice. I was thinking Debunk was going to be a good card. Some people were going to play against it, and they were. People were everywhere in the top 32, which is triple Debunk. So even just seeing this and just flipping it, having it won me my 11th round because he had the Debunk, and this just stopped him from actually getting it off.
Debunk and Bottomless, correct?
Debunk and Bottomless.
And Bottomless, yep.
And 2 Light and Prison Mirror just for the Boojins, because Boojins, if they get out of control, they are very hard to stop. And then 2 Full House, which unfortunately I didn't get off once. Alright.
It was being played by everyone, though.
It was being played by everyone.
Played left and right.
It was being played by everyone. Alright, extra deck. Mizure token. Love her. If you have anything Mizure, please, I love to either have it, sign it for you, whatever. Give it to me. But I don't know if I'm going to play the Mizure event next event I go to, or just show this off for at least one event. But the extra deck consists of a lot of what ifs, or if this happened, type of cards. So let's get it off with my biggest question everyone always asks me. Belgrand Knight. I play him at 1-of. In case I do go Grunix Loop and it gets stopped with Fiendish Chain. I mean, I'm sitting on a dead Grunix, so might as well turn my 2700 into a 28. That can basically just protect itself or stop your shit. 1 Crazy Box for Skill Drain, and 1 Kagasuchi. I never went into any of these, just unfortunately. 2 Tiger Kings. I went into him every single game. Black Ship of Corn. I went into it once in the feature match in top 32. It won me that game. Surprisingly, really surprised at this actually. Never once went into the 1-on-1. I played 2 of them expecting to just in case one gets stopped, and you know what? It never happened, unfortunately, but that really surprised me. Didn't have to go into it. 2 Diamond Dire Wolves, went into it a couple times. I mean, it's just a great card. Went into Evil Swarm Knight once against my Fire Fist to push into game 2 and getting the time draw. Technically made the Mind Stroke 1 time against my Fire Fist in round 9 to force out a T-King, so I guess it served its purpose. And I ran 2 Dwellers. Surprised didn't make either one of those. I didn't play a single water, and there was so much water swimming around out there. Pun intended. And lastly but not least is Cowboy. I did get the 800 burn once. Just really standard, really good. There's a couple cards I was thinking about playing, but honestly, this just, I'm trying to cover as many bases. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please comment below. Let me know. I'll feel free to answer it. They're linked up to both our phones.
Even suggestions. We're open to any suggestions on what you think this deck might need to make it better. Obviously, getting a top on a YCS, I mean, what more can you really do? But there's always room for improvement, and we always accept criticism, and we always accept ideas, so feel free. And even if you're telling us that we're wrong about something, do it. I mean,
one card I definitely was thinking about playing this weekend. It didn't. Was actually my Emerald. It was gonna go in for him, but I figured, you know what? I know Fiendish Chain's probably gonna be a card. You might as well have it. It was just in case the Rekindling play. I mean, it's an additional plus. It makes a really old Onslaught that's in your hand, possibly live. The idea is there. It's pretty cool, but I don't know. I'll maybe try it out next time.
Alrighty. Well, that is the deck. And this was 6th place, YCS Chicago. Now, obviously, we just want to also give a quick shout out about our team. We are a little bit behind on videos, obviously, with this weekend. YCS, we do have a lot of content that we're still getting edited. And because of the tournament, it has not given us a whole lot of time. So please be expecting more videos coming soon. I know that next weekend we've got regional in Indianapolis. Be sure to be seeing some coverage about that. Myself, Yellow Thunder, will go ahead and most likely be attending that. Galaxystream is kind of indifferent at this moment, but, you know, hopefully he can come. At this point,
if I'm not there, I'll still be keeping everybody updated. I'll be in contact with them the entire time.
Alrighty. So, like I said, be watching out for more of our newest videos, and
we got a lot of matches. If you want to see some speed duels again with this deck or with me and another YCS Topper that I know that lives in the area. Let us know, comment, and subscribe. I want to give a personal shout out to all my friends who helped me get the deck tested, get the rarities I wanted from friends from Just for Fun Gaming down in Peoria, my own personal card shop, My Games Hobby here, the Gaming Goat in Naperville, and Top Cut Gaming in Plainfield. All those guys are fantastic. I love them. They helped me prepare very well for this.
Alrighty, I know that we're running about 20 minutes, but you know what? This video was very well worth it. So, like we said, be watching out for more of our newest videos. This is Yellow Thunder and Galaxystream from Team nofatchx signing out.
Scar tissue that I wish you saw.